The Trollfjord is a 2 kilometre long fjord that has a narrow entrance and steep-sided mountains surrounding it. The name is derived from Troll, a figure in Norse mythology. It's a popular tourist attraction and is only accessible by boat or a hike over very rugged terrain. Stokmarknes is a small town with a population of around 3,500 people. I was fortunate enough to find a sports bar located close to port. Managed to grab a quick drink here before returning to the ship that had stocked up with more cargo. Day 3 of your trip south begins with a 30-minute stop in Harstad. Unfortunately, having to be back on board the ship 10 minutes before sailing time means there's little more you can do than to stretch your legs. The first stop of the day where you can go ashore and spend some time is Stokmarknes, where the ship is in port for an hour. Following that stop, if weather conditions are conducive, the captain will sail the ship into the narrow Trollfjord, where you get an opportunity to see the scenery close at hand. The Trollfjord is a 2 kilometre long fjord that has a narrow entrance and steep-sided mountains surrounding it. The name is derived from Troll, a figure in Norse mythology. It's a popular tourist attraction and is only accessible by boat or a hike over very rugged terrain. The Trollfjord is an unspoilt fjord, and its natural environment makes a thriving habitat for various species of bird and sea life. Being one of the narrowest fjords, you do get the feeling you can touch the sides as the ship enters it. You do get stunning views along the length of the fjord, and it is a great experience. Arrive early on deck to ensure a good view, as it does get crowded with other passengers. The final stop on day 3, where you can spend some time ashore, is Svolvær, where the ship spends a couple of hours in port. I took the opportunity to visit the ice bar, which is just adjacent to the harbour. You get a poncho and gloves to wear in the sub-zero temperatures of the bar, and you get a drink served in an ice glass. It's a great opportunity to take some selfies amongst the ice sculptures.
So Magic Ice is a permanent ice bar situated by the harbour in Svolvær, Norway. Unlike the ice bar in Stockholm, Sweden that I went to, there's no time limitation here. You get your warm cape and gloves if you want them, and to be perfectly honest, the temperature doesn't even warrant wearing gloves. I've been to both bars -5, and my hands haven't been cold even touching the glasses made out of ice. So, a bit unnecessary, but that could be just me with my extra layer of fat.
Strawberry liquor mixed with white wine.
Okay, sounds nice.
Yeah.
Very Norwegian.
Yeah, it's a local drink, this one. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
So this is my second ice bar of my Scandinavian trip. First one was in Stockholm, and now I come to Ice Magic in Svolvær in Norway. 300 Norwegian kroner is the entry fee, and for that you get 2 drinks. Temperature's kept at -5, -6, and it's got quite a lot to offer. A lot more sculptures, but smaller ones than the one in Stockholm. Next door to Magic Ice is the brewery for Pills.
On day 4, the ship calls at the port of Bodø in the small hours of the morning. Unfortunately, there's little to do at that time, and it's not worth disembarking the ship. Further brief stops at Ornes and Nesna follow. However, the highlight of the day is to admire the stunning landscape of the Seven Sisters mountain range, which has peaks up to 1,100 metres high. The tale goes that 7 beautiful troll princesses fleeing from an unwanted suitor got caught out as the sun rose, turning them into 7 beautiful mountains you see today. It is worthwhile going on the observation deck to view these mountains as the ship passes. The last stop of the day is a cosy fishing port of Rørvik, which is in the picturesque Vecna archipelago. Side by side along the coast of Helgeland, 7 mountaintops look so beautiful that the local legend claims they're female trolls turned into stone. As the ship cruises by, you get a spectacular view of the Seven Sisters Mountains, and it is well worth braving the elements on the observation deck to view them passing by. Is the largest port in central Norway. It's about 200 kilometres north of Trondheim. The views in the area are stunning, and it's a great place to lazily look out of the window as you sip a drink in the lounge bar on the ferry. Day 5 starts with a visit to the city of Trondheim. The ship docks around 6:30 in the morning, and it's great for people who like an early morning walk around the city. You can, in your time ashore, visit the old town or the sacred Nidaros Cathedral. It would be great if the schedule allowed for a visit to Trondheim a little bit later in the day, whereby there are a lot more activities you could do. In the afternoon, the ship docks at Kristiansund, where passengers can go on an optional excursion along the Atlantic Road, enjoying one of the world's most beautiful drives and a relaxing journey along a majestic coastline. The final stop of the day is the city of Molde, and whilst you don't get much time to go ashore in Molde, it is a beautiful view from the ferry as you approach the city. Kristiansund is a municipality on the western coast of Norway, and it has a population of around 25,000 people. The name comes from the Danish-Norwegian king Christian VI, who founded the town in 1742. The last element of the name, Sund, means strait. The old name for the town was Fosna, which means hiding place. The city of Molde is located along Fjord and the river Molde. The city is the largest urban and commercial centre of the region and has a population of around 22,000 people. The Molde Jazz Festival is held in Molde every July and is one of the largest and oldest jazz festivals in Europe. The city hosts between 80 and 100,000 visitors to the city during the week-long festival. Molde hosts a variety of sports teams, but most notably the football team, which is in the top Norwegian division and are the current holders of the Norwegian Cup. They often play in European tournaments such as the Europa League and the Champions League. Day 6 and the final day of my journey starts with a visit to Ålesund. You arrive at about midnight, and whilst there's a good opportunity to go into town and stretch your legs, unfortunately there's little open at this time of day. There are further brief stops at Torvik, Maløy and Florø before heading to the stunning views at the mouth of the Sognefjord, which is the longest and widest fjord in the whole of Norway. It is worthwhile going on the observation deck to view the passing scenery at this time. The final destination is the port of Bergen, and you arrive around 2:45 in the afternoon. It is here where you see the first signs of heavy industrialisation, as you pass the coastal factories on your approach into port. Florø is situated between Botnafjorden and Solheimsfjorden. It is the most western town on the mainland in the Nordic countries. Sognefjord is nicknamed the King of Fjords and is the largest and deepest fjord in Norway. It is located in Vestland and stretches 205 kilometres inland from the ocean. There is beautiful scenery either side as the ship cruises through the fjord on its way to Bergen. Bergen is Norway's second city and the last stop on the Hurtigruten Coastal Express route southwards. It is situated on the southwestern coast, surrounded by mountains and fjords. Fortunately, I'm staying in Bergen for a few days, so I'll get to explore the city in much greater detail. However, it is a welcome sight for the end of our cruise. The Svolvær funicular runs up the mountain of Fluen in the city of Bergen. It's one of the most popular tourist attractions in the area. The viewing platform offers fantastic views of Bergen, and there are numerous footpaths and trails accessible here. At the top of the mountain, you may be joined by the numerous goats that graze on the slopes at the top.